Hello again, everyone. I'm back from my break, and one of the cards that I put on my Facebook page while I was away was one that I'd made quite some time ago, but I don't think I'd post it on social media, was of a dragonfly on a background that I'd done an ombre effect with embossing powder. So I thought I would just kind of show you what I did, if I can remember. So on that card, I had a black background. I have cut a black panel. That's my card base. This is the set of stamps that I used. On the one that I posted, I used that one. But I thought I would use this one this time, and it's called Brushed Off. It's Papertrey Ink. It's quite old now, given to me by my friend Darnell when she came over. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to stamp this onto my card base and then treat it with 3 different embossing powders. Here I've got Paper Mania's Copper. I've got Heat It Up Gold, which is very, very old, and I've got Ranger Liquid Platinum. So I have got an anti-static tool. I have Versmark. So let's see if we can just do this bit. First thing is to go over the paper with the anti-static tool just to make sure we're getting rid of any grease or static even. Powdery stuff will come off later. Right, next thing, ink up my stamp with Versmark. What I like to do actually when I'm putting something like this onto a card is usually do it kind of on the third. Thirds are somehow incredibly pleasing. So I'll do it about here. Try to line that up with my, can't see against the black background. Let me put it against the white so make sure I'm straight. Okay. Good old press down. Now, this is the bit that's the bit of fun. I'm going to sprinkle onto a piece of paper. Lots of these pieces of paper you put down, you can see www.easycraftart.com. And if you do buy anything from that craft website, if you put the code Stokes in, you will get 12% discount. So it's not by accident that I use these bits of paper. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this bit at the bottom, and I'm going to use the platinum for that. So, and I don't want to do a straight line if I can help it. I want it to be a little bit jaggedy. See? I'm going to pour that back into here. Now, there may well be a little contamination of embossing powders in this process. So if you want to keep your powders absolutely pure, don't put them back into the pot that you got them from. The next one I'm going to do is the gold. And I'm going to do that in the middle, trying to overlap just a little bit with what's been already there. It's not coming out terribly well. I'll do. And I'm tapping it off sideways, not up or down, sideways. I want it to come not over what's gone previously. This looks pretty good to me. I don't think there's much platinum in there. So in it goes back. And the last one at the top is going to be the copper. So, ooh, it's stiff. Right, over the rest. Isn't that nice? And this looks pretty good to me. This is going to go back in. I'm not going to tap excessively that off because there may well be some of the previous colour remaining. Now I'm going to heat it. Oh, I've been away. Of course, my heat tool's not plugged in. How very sensible. Right, there we go. Get this out of the way. There we go. Isn't that a pretty effect? The fact that you don't get a straight line, if you do it this way, you get a straight line, but if you just ziggy-zaggy from side to side, in fact, going from top to bottom, you get a more realistic view. Okay, I'll be able to brush all that off later. Now, my dragonfly, I think this one is a memory box. And I've cut out the wings from vellum. Here is the body. I've cut it from card, and I've actually cut 3 and stacked them. But if I want to make this look kind of more rounded, a couple of layers of embossing powder will help that. And I did wonder about doing, I found a piece of, look, it's here, a piece of gilding, and I thought I could use that, but that wouldn't match the gold in the background, and it would look a little bit out of place. So I'm going to use the same embossing powder that I used for that middle gold there. So I'm just going to tap this. I might use a pair of tweezers to tap this onto my Versmark, and that's got a bit of something on it. Here's another one, which is that's the right way. There we go. I'll put that onto the piece of paper to sprinkle with a bit of gold. And I'd probably like to do a couple of layers of this actually. So I'll just leave that on one side for a moment. And one more. Oops. Oh, he was still a bit wet, wasn't he? Never mind. Often, if you are doing several layers, you can just put your embossing powder into the molten powder from the previous layer, but I always prefer to use another dab of Versmark. Let's hope this one covers it up a little bit better. I'll try not to flip it over this time. Okay. Leave that to one side. Right, try and hold it still. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but it does look a lot more rounded. I like the look of it. Now, the last little bit, apart from a sentiment, which of course you can use anything, is these vellum wings. And to put a bit of interest into those, I pop them into an embossing folder. You can use anything really. The ones I picked here, this is a tree bark from Sizzix. This one is just a bunch of script from Cuttlebug, and this one is lines of foliage from I don't know who. So all you need to do is to pop the die cuts into your folder. I haven't tried this one before to see what it looks like. I don't know if it's going to look good or not, but there's only one way to find out, isn't there? So let's just pop those in there like that. I'm just going to put them through my die cutting machine. Find the right plate. Here it is. Don't have room on my table for this anymore, so let's have a look. Do you see, there's just a little bit of interest. Can you see that? Don't necessarily think that it's which way does it go? I think it goes like that. And then the body goes across the middle. So I could put a little dab of glue or a tiny glue dot. Let's join these together with a dab of glue. I'll put a bit of this stuff. Make sure they're facing, got the right side up. Just a dab of glue there. Is that the right way up? Heavens, I don't know. And I think I'll use a glue dot to attach the body. Got some tiny ones, some sticks to anything. Let's have a look. Let's put it on the back of here. The body I want to join. There we go. Body on there. And you could put some jewels on or whatever you like. So, there's our dragonfly. Where's my card base? Here it is. And then you can simply, I think a few jewels on there might be quite nice. But attach that down to there. Maybe a sentiment. And we're done. So that is Ombre heat embossing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thank you so much for watching.